even some of the smaller guys, I'm like, because I know they do the what's it, Apex testing now, where you have to actually pick up the tarp, and if you can't safely pick up the tarp and put it on the shelf, you can't be qualified for flatbed. I know, like, one of LaShawn's students he was trying to pick up got disqualified from flatbed because he couldn't pick up the tarp.
And that's something I want to touch on that, I don't agree with on that 100%. I agree with them wanting to make sure you can put the tarps up. I haven't seen this Apex test, but from what I've heard from other people who have taken it, the shelf they want you to pick up on and put on top of, I think it's like 5 feet taller. I have something like that from what I've heard.
I have no idea.
And the only thing I don't like about that is there's nothing out here so far that I've had to load that I had to pick up over 5 feet. I've had to reach over my head. If I pick up a load that's that tall that I have to reach over the top of my head, 99% of the time the forklift operators who loaded me will put my tarp on top of the load.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of feel like that's a little bit much.
I think it's supposed to simulate putting the tarp back onto the top of the headache rack.
Well, more possibly, yeah. I could see that, but
I know most of you guys will just strap your tarps down to the flatbed and
yeah, a lot of guys do that. I don't do that, but a lot of guys do that. But I don't know. That was something maybe I'll change my mind about when I see it, if I ever go see that test. But
yeah, because we didn't have to do that when we came through. I think that started, what, 2 years ago?
No, that started a year and some change.
Something like that. I'm sure Prime will see this video. They'll comment when they started doing the Apex and more details. I'll try and get more details on that for you guys, because like reefer and tanker, I think you got to climb up and down a ladder a couple times to make sure that's just like simulate climbing in and out of the trailer, or up and down the ladder rack of the tanker. So it's nothing big. It's nothing really to be too worried about. I think the main thing with the flatbed though is to make sure that you can properly and safely lift that tarp. They don't want you being pure back and trying to do it, because then if you go company, you're gonna blow out your back trying to do that all the time.
I can vouch for that. Speaking of that, I can. And okay, I'm 6'2", 250 pounds. There's not much I can't move around. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my horn. I can move around pretty much anything. If I want to move it, it's going to be moved one way or another. And my wife is in the bed, but you know, she can even vouch for this. Last week, I pulled my back so bad that I was damn near in tears, and I couldn't even barely put my tarp off the ground, and all because I moved the wrong way, just slightly moved the wrong way. And I thought I was screwed, because I had just left the yard with this truck. I had just signed the contract. It was my first load. I was untarping the load. I had the tarp on top of the deck, was standing on my catwalk, went to pick it up and put it on top of the headache rack, and I moved just the right way, and it shot a pain through me. I ain't never felt pain like that in my life. Yeah. Thankfully, you know, after a couple of days, and I still had to work. I still worked through the pain. I was just basically popping Tylenol just to get through it. And after about 3 or 4 days, you know, the pain started easing off, and now I'm back to 100%. But yeah, I appreciate that they do that test, you know, and Prime, you know, if you comment on this, I'm not trying to belittle the program, but from what I've been hearing from other drivers, you know, maybe I shouldn't judge it from not seeing it on my own, but from what I've heard from multiple people, it was just kind of, I thought it was a little bit much for having to reach up that high. I didn't really think about the headache rack thing, but a lot of guys don't even put tarps up on top of the headache rack. But
it's kind of like you got to sweep out your trailer, go in the back of your trailer when you're parked somewhere. I treat it like the old school bus test fire drill. Just get down, sit on your butt, and then hop out. I've almost blew out my knee jumping out. You don't kind of realize how far up you are sometimes, and sometimes with that downgrade too, it's kind of
catch up momentum quick.
Yeah.
And you know, I've always been that way, because you know, I used to be a very, very large person. I was at 500 pounds, and I was terrified of jumping out of the trailer when I was reefer, or even when I was flatbed. I was really terrified of jumping off of those, because I just knew with that much weight coming down that hard, it was just a matter of time before a knee blew out, and once that knee is gone,
knee or ankle,
and
or whatever.
That just happened to my first trainee. He was at home playing soccer with his kid, and just ripped his ACL and something else in his knee, and now he's going to be out. He had to turn his truck in today, and He's gonna be out for 10 weeks. He had to do surgery.
Yeah.
He tore his AC on his meniscus.
Yeah.
And so he's out. You know, and he was really. I mean, he was moving up. You know, he was doing really, really well for himself. And it really bummed me out, you know, because it's like he was doing so well, and now because of that, a little, you know, just moved the wrong way, you know. And it's, you know, be really careful out there, guys. I mean, I mean, it's not a joke.
Yeah. I mean, even on, like, because one thing you'll learn out here in trucking is no matter what the elements,
take it for granted.
Yeah, no matter what the elements are too, we're out here.
Yeah.
Rain. I remember when I was in training, it started raining, and I hit the yellow paint for the markers for the pull-up lanes, wiped out straight on my back on the blacktop.
Oof.
Thankfully, it didn't hurt too bad, but I felt that for a while. Like ice, I mean, all it's gonna take is something little. It can be something stupid like climbing up in the top bunk and you do it the wrong way. You can twist something or fall off. I mean, that's why we stress. They stress 3 points of contact at all time. It might sound stupid and ridiculous at times, but in one little misstep, and you can put yourself out, especially during training. Because if you can't finish up training, they're going to send you back home.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot of things, you know, out here. Don't take nothing for granted, because, you know, it might seem like, oh, all we do is drive, but
yeah.
Granted, yeah, we do. We do, like, basically all we do is drive, but. You know, even in flatbed, I feel like I only work, you know, 4 hours of the day, and the rest I'm driving. But if you can't put, you know, granted, most of the trucks now are gonna be automatic, but if you mess up a knee or whatever, and you can't even step out of the truck, you know, what kind of use are you?
Yeah.
You're useless, you know. And you know, and it's just like that. I mean, it's over.
It's over.
You know? And companies he's not going, unless it's a minor injury, and Prime can put you on lot duty right here at the yard or something, you're done, you know.
Yeah.
And you gotta go home, get better, and then try to come back out here and start all over again, and hope you don't re-hurt yourself again.
Yeah.
So, you know, take it very seriously. I mean, watch every step, watch how you pick up your tarps, watch how you get in. It's simple as getting out of the truck, how you adjust yourself in your seat. I mean, it's just, I never really took that serious about my back until I hurt my back the other day. Like, I never paid attention to it. I just, like, I'm picking this tarp up, and I'm going to put it where I'm going to put it, and that's it. And that scared the living shit out of me. I'm not, excuse my language, but it scared the hell out of me. Because my back hurts so bad. I've never in my life felt pain that way. And I've been in a couple car accidents in my life, and that by far was the most pain I've ever felt. And I almost was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I started in my head, like, what am I going to do? I can't pick my tarps up. My wife can't pick up my tarps.
Yeah.
She don't got the strength for it. I'm the only one who can put these tarps up. And I have to work. I just signed this contract. I can't lose this truck because I did a stupid move.
Yeah.
And thankfully I got better, but it's just, it really opened my eyes to really make sure I watch myself, because, you know, I know a lot of you guys come out here, and the guys who are watching this who are thinking about coming out here, I know you're thinking about doing this, and the main reason you want to come out here is because you want to better your family.
Yep.
And all it takes is one mistake.
Yeah.
And then, what are you going to tell your kids?
Yeah.
Or what are you going to tell your wife? That's why I tell all my students, I look, man, you got to take this very serious, because if you mess this up, you wouldn't be here if you didn't need the money.
Yeah. And
you know,
to kind of not get too grim about it, this is also a very dangerous job. One mistake that we could do behind the wheel, not only we're going to take our lives, we can take out several other people's lives with us.
Yeah. We just recently lost a driver.
Yep.
Salt Lake City. Rest in peace to that driver right there.
Yeah.
So he just, and he wouldn't even do nothing.
Yeah. Bad weather.
Bad weather, driving along, minding his own business.
Yep. And even from other stuff that's not even weather related, like our driver 2 years ago that got shot and killed in Jessup, Maryland.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time, mistaken identity.
I mean, take much.
Yeah. And then you go out here and you kind of start, it's kind of, you see that the older drivers that are stuck out here, I don't know, I shouldn't say stuck. The older drivers out here that are passing away, even younger drivers that are passing away inside the trucks.
Heart attacks, and I saw a driver. I couldn't recall exactly where I was, but I do remember it because I I was getting fuel, and I was coming out, and there was a Prime truck. It was in a lightweight, and they had an ambulance there, and it was carting him out of his truck. And I thought, well, you know what, maybe he fell, got hurt. And then I think it was the next day, we got a message over a fleet message saying that a driver at that particular truck, which is the one I was at, had a heart attack. And I physically seen this guy.
Yeah.
This guy could have been no more than a couple of years older than me, and I'm 27.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have been no older than maybe 30 at the most.
Yeah.
And he had a heart attack. You know.
I know there was a flatbed driver that got himself so dehydrated, he went and bought a gallon, I think a gallon or the big tall jugs of water, ice cold water, and started chugging it, and ended up shocking his system, gave him a heart attack right there at the pump. So it's, I mean, it's, you don't want to take this for granted.
No.
I don't want to seem like this is a miserable job and that it just sucks. It's just, but it's very dangerous what we do. Yeah. Yeah. As you saw with my past, with my family and stuff that's gone on, that's kind of why I've stepped out of training. I got to work on me before I decide if I decide to go back in training. So kind of summarize this up. As I said, probably going to be 2 parts because I don't even know how long we've been going at this now. Do you recommend people to come to Prime?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't regret it one bit coming here. I love it here. I stand by this, and I said it before at the beginning of the video, and I'll say it again. Even with the slight flaws that the program has, I still feel this is the best training program on the highway. And that's not me trying to kiss Prime's ass or trying to get props at Prime. That's my God honest opinion from my own experience. Like I said, I had a great trainer. The only thing I would change about it was just I wish it was more miles before you got your own truck. But but you don't see very many companies out here that require 40,000. What is it, 30,000.
If you go through PST, if you come in with your CDL,
that's right.
It's 40,000.
Right, that's right. If you come in with your CDL from outside state, it's 40,000 miles.
I've seen companies range from literally like 1 week with someone sitting in the passenger seat to like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, as we just discussed, this is a very dangerous job. Even if you don't come to Prime and go to one of these other companies, do not take off solo in a truck until you feel comfortable. I mean get as much training as you can get your hands on.
We understand and everything else that you need the money. That's why you're here. That's why you want to go truck driving. We all get that. We've all been there. Jacob was there at one time. I was there at one time. I understand that. He understands that. However, how are you helping yourself at all if you go out on the road and you're not completely ready, and then the first time you screw up,
you're fired.
You're fired. What are you going to do then? Now that's on your record. And this ain't like, oh, well, I got fired from, you know, a grocery store. It is what it is. I'll go find some. No. That will haunt you. As a CDL driver, that will haunt you until the day you die. Because every time they pull your record up to get hired anywhere, they're going to see you got fired at so-and-so company. And they're going to say, okay, you got fired because you laid a truck over or you went in a ditch or whatever. A lot of companies ain't going to touch you. So basically then your CDL is a paperweight.
Or you've been in 5 backing accidents in your first 4 months and the company finally fired you. Well, all those accidents have been reported. No one's going to touch you.
So basically at that point you might as well go back to pushing a broom somewhere.
You know. So we'll close this out. What's your YouTube channel again one more time?
Flatbed Stephen.
Flatbed Stephen. I'll put the little link up above. Should pop up here to let you know what it is. Feel free to reach out to him. Reach out for your flatbed stuff. Reach out to me. We're here to try and help you guys out. Other than that, the biggest thing I gotta always say is stay safe. And anything last you want to say?
Just stay safe, guys, and the guys guys and gals who are coming out here, I wish you nothing but success, and I hope to see you guys out here one day, and I hope that, you know, a year or 2 years from now, I could have someone walk up to me and say, hey man, I remember seeing that video, I want you to know how well I've been doing, you know, and I hope that you take these things we said to heart, and like you said, feel free to reach out to me or him. And I just wish you the best of luck, and be safe. And if you are driving now or driving whatever company you're with, I hope that you do great over there, and just be safe and keep it between the lines. And maybe we'll see you on the road somewhere and grab a bite to eat or something like that. So,
all right. Well, I guess I'll close this up. You guys stay safe, and we'll talk to you next time.